on, big YouTube? It's Wednesday, so you know what that means. It's time for an unboxing, but unfortunately, because life is not perfect, my comic books are going to be a couple days late. So you are getting a look at my new comic books, but it's going to be a few days from now. But I was fortuitous enough to get a lot of orders that I placed on the 1st. They showed up at Monday, the same day, all at the same time. So we're going to be doing a big unboxing of my action figure slash DVD haul and give you a preview of what I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing as far as action figures and a look at some of the television I dig. So without further ado, let's get into this. And we're going to start with Amazon.com. And a box with 3 items I got here. First off, we got a used copy of Letterkenny from Crave and Hulu, one of my favorite shows. It is about small town monotony and humor. Very funny stuff. This is season 2, and it has the bonus episode St. Perfect's Day. It's basically about farming, fighting, and nonsense. Very funny show. And then we got a couple of G.I. Joes that have been on my wish list, but I was waiting for them to come down to a lower price than what they were, and they did at the same time. So I'm very happy about this. These are both great looking action figures. We have Albert Pine, G.I. Joe Classified Series. It comes with a lot of accessories, including looks like a climbing hook, some kind of bow, weapons, hats, all kinds of stuff. This is going to be a very fun one to unbox. And it has a new sleek packaging here from G.I. Joe. They've been doing some experimenting over the years with their packaging. This is probably one of my favorites. I remember a couple years ago they did a short run of those boxes that you couldn't see on the inside because they were trying to conserve plastic. But what happened is you had a lot of figure swappers, a lot of guys that would take old figures, place them in those non-visible boxes and return them. And so they scrapped that real quick, went back to the bigger, bulkier stuff for a while. Now it looks like they have this sleek, compact packaging right here, which saves on a little packaging, but you also get to see your action figure in the case. And then we have Storm Shadow. And this also comes with a lot of accessories. Looks like a bow, a bunch of, what are those? Looks like some kind of claws, swords. And so this is going to be a fun one to get my hands on. Really excited about these 2 action figures. Like I said, from the day I saw them, I knew I wanted them, but I didn't want to pay over $30 for them. So patience is key when it comes to collecting, especially if you're on a budget like myself. So now we're going to, this is also from Amazon, another DVD. And this is going to be a used copy of Letterkenny, again, Seasons 3 and 4, the Crave TV original from up in Canada. 2 disc, and does it have any bonuses? Yeah, it has the hilarious Season 3 bonus episode of The Haunting of Modine Stew. That is hilarious. The Seasons 3 and 4, you get to, it seems like in Season 3 a lot of the characters fell into a rhythm and they really got who they were supposed to be, and they became the characters that you would see throughout the rest of the 12 season run. Whereas Seasons 1 and 2 were really establishing the core characters and the setting and the pace. This is where the characters really got set in, and there's a lot of funny episodes in Season 3, a lot of hilarious ones. And Season 4 has a couple of my favorite episodes. One being where I think what is it called? In number 4, Way to a Man's Heart. It's episode number 3 in Season 4. It's Tanis. She's the Native American character who was a foe that became a friend, and she's having trouble on the reservation with some new people trying to cut in on her hustle. So she enlists the help of Wayne and his crew to go to the reservation and fight these new interlopers. And the B section is the hockey players, Jones and Riley, trying to find out who they are apart from their parasocial relationship. And it's very funny because you have Jones having to try to, you have Jones being recruited by the Skids, who are kind of a silly cadre of druggy slackers who hang out in parking lots and do next to nothing. And this, what is it? I cannot remember his name. Glenn, the preacher character. And he's trying to recruit Jonesy to help him street preach, and the Skids want him to join for some reason, and Jonesy is literally like a lost puppy trying to decide between those two, and him and Riley are both struggling with not hanging out with each other as much. Very, very funny stuff. And so that's one of my favorites from season 4. And now we're getting to the action figures that I am really, really excited from. We're done with Amazon, and we're going to Ringside Collectibles. Ringside Collectibles is the place to get the widest selection of especially wrestling action figures. If I can get into this box, they're all about security. Here we go. Yeah, I've only had box security problems with one action figure from Ringside Collectibles, and it was a damaged package. And I put that in a review, not even thinking of, the figure was just fine. But they reached out to me and they offered to either replace or just give me a discount on the action figure. And I'm not a mint on card collector, and the action figure was perfectly fine, so they gave me 50% off without me even asking. And so I thought that was very cool of them. Their prices can be a little bit higher, but you're going to have a wide selection, and you're going to get your stuff sent to you safely and securely. And if you go to their website every day and you look at the damaged packaging section, you'll be able to find some great deals on some action figures that have damaged packaging, and they are reduced for sale. So if you're not a mint on card collector, go to Ringside Collectibles. Check out definitely that damaged packaging section. So we have Adam Copeland. This is the AEW Series 17 Unrivaled Series. Now, this is a figure I've been wanting to get because when I started collecting, Edge from WWE was retired, and so you couldn't find a lot of his action figures. I got kind of a throwback basic action figure with the limited mobility, and so I've been wanting to get either a Mattel Elite or an AEW Unrivaled action figure of Edge / Adam Copeland. And this is what I got right here. Looks like we're not in ring gear. We have the black vest with the black jeans, it looks like. And it might be from his, doesn't say when he wore this attire. I'm assuming it's from his first night when he did a run-in. But we're going to get into more details when I do an unboxing of this coming up here. Within either the next few days or next few weeks, be on the lookout for those. And this is actually a pretty stacked series, number 17. It comes with Adam Copeland, Ricky Starks, who is now Ricky Saints, the WWE NXT champion, Willow Nightingale. I really wanted to get this figure. This is an action figure that I will not regret paying a high price for, but it was sold out. So when that comes back into rotation, you better believe I'm going to be getting one. We have Christian in the tan leather jacket with the TNT title. I did not get this one because this is not a look I dig, and the jacket seems like it might lower mobility, so I took a pass on that one. And I have his original action figure from when he first joined AEW, which I prefer, which is him in his ring gear. So I passed on that one. And then we have Killswitch, aka Luchasaurus. I got Luchasaurus' first action figure, and again, Killswitch is the same action figure really, but with a slight color shift and name change. So I wasn't going to get it. I might get it now just to have, and I may actually display it in the box, because he is no longer Killswitch. He is back to being Luchasaurus. So it might be one just to have, a novel piece in my collection. And then we have Swerve Strickland with the AEW Championship. I am a big fan of Swerve Strickland, but I have the WWE basic action figure that they put out before he was let go. And I have an AEW action figure of his first AEW action figure. And it was very similar to this one, minus the championship belt. So I'm going to pass on this. I may get it if it's discounted. But from this series, definitely what I gotta get is I gotta get Willow. And I'm going to pass on the Ricky Starks because I have a Ricky Starks. So stay tuned to the channel for this unboxing right here. And then last but not least, this is an action figure I've been looking forward to for years. They were actually, it's a Mattel action figure. I don't buy too many Mattel wrestling action figures because I don't watch WWE. And it's because it's not my taste in entertainment. I'm not putting it down. I'm not a hater. But since I don't watch it, I'm not up on a lot of the current wrestlers. And so a lot of action figures are people that I have no connection to. And I have no reference point. But this guy I've been a fan of for the first time since I saw him on the independent scene. He had his most notable run with Major League Wrestling as their champion. And I think he also held the secondary title and tag team titles. It was him and Alex Hammerstone were the main two guys. And there was supposed to be an action figure line featuring him, EJ Nduka, who else was it? I think Microman and Hammerstone. And I saw a lot of things happening with that line. I was really excited about it because I'm a big Alex Hammerstone fan. I like EJ Nduka, even though he's kind of green when it comes to wrestling. He's an imposing figure with a lot of personality. And of course, I am a huge fan of the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu, who, when you think of Major League Wrestling, MLW, this is the first name that pops up. That first series, before they even had prototypes printed up, there were some people talking about issues with scaling, how they would scale smaller than your Mattel figures or your Jazzware figures. And I think a big problem they had with it is MLW is a smaller company. And being a smaller company, they don't have traditional contracts. So by the time they really had these things, they would have had these things ready to go. Jacob Fatu was no longer in the company. Alex Hammerstone was no longer in the company. EJ Nduka was working for AEW and Ring of Honor. But fortunately, Jacob Fatu, he got signed to work with his relatives and the WWE. Very charismatic wrestler. And one thing that really, really impressed me was when he was with MLW and on the independent scene, he was a very hefty wrestler. Of course, he was, strong and muscular, but he had, the belly. He was more shaped like his uncles, like Rikishi and the Wild Samoans. They had that big, burly, bulky appearance. But when he did debut for WWE, he was still strong but slender. He had gotten rid of the excess body fat, gotten himself ripped, which, I thought it showed a lot of dedication, because the time that I saw him from the last independent show I saw him on with his cousin Zilla Fatu to his WWE debut was maybe a couple of months apart. And I would say he dropped at the very least 20 pounds, if not 40, in that short period of time. So that's impressive. Even though I enjoy big guy wrestlers myself, but I think that shows a level of dedication of why he's been so successful in WWE. Plus, he's part of the Fatu and the Wahi family, which includes such wrestlers as the Wild Samoans, who else? The Rock, of course, Rikishi's sons, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa, and then you have, what is his name, Ming, and his sons, who are also in WWE. They were the Gorillas of Destiny in New Japan Pro Wrestling. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. I'm not sure what the WWE names are. And then they have another brother who is, what was his name? I think he goes by Tala Tonga in the WWE. I cannot remember his name in New Japan, but he is a big guy. A big, rangy guy who actually worked for New Japan and did a couple of matches for AEW and TNA Wrestling. So many other wrestlers you could talk about. Umaga. And then I mentioned also Zilla Fatu, the son of Umaga, who is currently on the independent scene, who was trained by Booker T. Did I say Black Pearl? He's part of that family. I could sit here all day. Oh yeah, Trinity Fatu. She is married into the family. So many great wrestlers from this family. They go by collectively the Samoan Dynasty in WWE, the Bloodline. So that is what I got. Like I said, 4 billion action figures. We got Adam Copeland. We got Jacob Fatu. We got Storm Shadow. We got Alpine. And we got 3 seasons of one of the funniest Canadian shows out there, Letterkenny. So that's what I got. Stay tuned for my regular comic book unboxing. It's going to be, I am thinking, maybe Friday or Saturday. I should be getting those books in, and my next week's order will be on time for my Wednesday unboxings. Anyway, until then, keep buying them action figures, keep reading them books. Stay tuned for more action figure and comic book content. Like and subscribe, share it. I want to build up this community to show you guys how to get into collecting, how to collect on a budget, and just show the great release and relief you get from collecting. The reason I started this channel, the heart of this channel, is I got into collecting after I became disabled midlife, and I dealt with a lot of depression, frustration, and listlessness. And when I got into collecting, I discovered it's not about the purchase. It's about hunting down a particular item, finding the best price on it, connecting with the online and local community, and so much more. And even on my worst days when I cannot walk, I can always pull out my tablet and browse new action figures and see what's going on without a dime leaving my pocket. I can pick up a comic book and disappear into that world without having to stand up and move around and do things that increase pain and that I really can't do. So that's my goal. Help me spread this channel so hopefully somebody going to do something like me and find some peace of mind as well from this wonderful hobby. I thank you guys, and I'll see you next time. I'm out.